From our program, many thanks to Council for support and confidence of this program over the years, so that our mission to protect, enhance, and restore natural resources for all tribal members continues to grow and flourish. Our projects range from Cypress Island, east to the Samish watershed, south to Lake Campbell, and most of all, Fidalgo Bay.
Our ancestors knew how to live in symbiosis with nature. They embodied their role as a steward of the natural resources that provided their every means of subsistence. They understood the delicate balance that nature requires to ensure there is enough for now and the future. It is imperative that we continue to nurture and protect our natural resources. In doing so, we ensure that those species of cultural significance to our people can be utilized today and for many generations to come.
To succeed, we need a strong, committed community. We work closely with tribal members, tribal staff, and tribal council. Our projects involve state, local, federal agencies, local community groups, nonprofit organizations, and individual landowners. With the commitment of this community, together, we can achieve our goals. Today we'd like to share with you some exciting projects we're doing in 2012.
We have secured a 3-year grant with the Environmental Protection Agency to treat Japanese knotweed in the entire Samish River watershed. Our work complements similar efforts occurring throughout western Washington rivers and across the United States. Knotweed is an invasive plant that overtakes native vegetation and harms stream habitat. It causes erosion issues and harms our salmon populations. This grant allows us to survey the Samish and its tributaries to determine the extent of knotweed infestation, and then allows us to treat knotweed with willing partner landowners throughout the watershed. So far, we have found more than 80 acres of knotweed in the Samish watershed, so our work is truly cut out for us. We have the training and licenses needed to apply herbicide responsibly in water environments to control Japanese knotweed. Through partnerships with Skagit Fisheries Enhancement Group, Skagit County, and the United States Department of Agriculture, we also offer many replanting options so that the knotweed can be replaced with native vegetation once again. Last year, our first treatment season, we controlled more than 20 acres of invasive knotweed, and this year we hope to top that.
Hi everybody, this is Adam. Today I'd like to share with you our Fidalgo Bay Water Quality Monitoring Project. I'm currently here at one of our sites, the outfall of Heart Lake. This site eventually flows down into Fidalgo Bay, as do all of the almost 40 sites that we monitor twice a month for different water quality parameters. One of the biggest ones we're concerned about is bacteria levels and phosphorus and nitrogen levels. And this spot's really great because it's one of the most natural spots that we monitor, and it gives us a great comparison from where the water starts to where it ends up in Fidalgo Bay. And part of what I want to do for you today is share with you the journey from Heart Lake to where this same site comes out in Fidalgo Bay, so you can see how important water quality is to our area in Fidalgo Bay.
Here we are at the spot where Heart Lake meets Fidalgo Bay, and as you can see, our surroundings have clearly changed. This is the spot that all of that water collected from the Heart Lake drainage comes down through the city of Anacortes, picking up everything that gets added at every storm drain, at every other spot where water enters the system. And this is one of our water quality monitoring sites, and of course we're concerned about everything that it gets picked up, because as it comes through town, it collects everything it comes in contact with, and by the time it reaches the bay, it's carrying all of those things that we might worry about, like I mentioned before, the bacteria or the nitrogen, the phosphorus, and everything it carries with it has an impact on all of the health of Fidalgo Bay.
For more than 5 years, DNR has been taking water quality samples in the Lake Campbell watershed to help better understand the environmental issues facing the land in and around our Lake Campbell property. This is important work not just for the tribe, but also to the general public, who use the lake for recreation and fishing. Although the number of sites we sample have changed throughout the years, we at DNR have focused on assessing the main streams draining into the lake itself, and the single stream that drains out of the lake. In this time, we have found some sites to be cleaner than others, but overall a generally safe watershed. Some continuing issues concerning this system are large amounts of summer algae and roadside runoff from Highway 20. With knowledge like this, we are able to help other landowners and local governments better understand lake issues, with the goal of making better management decisions concerning the lake.
We use our Lake Campbell and Fidalgo Bay data to help our greater community understand the impacts of poor water quality. Here we're working with Anacortes High School students to learn about the impacts of pet waste. Welcome to Thomas Creek. This is a property where we've been working for several years on a major ecological restoration project, wetland restoration, in the hopes that it'll improve the water quality and ecological habitats for surrounding areas of our Thomas Creek watershed, an important drainage basin into the Samish River watershed. One of our major goals with this project on agricultural land is to provide a model project that others in the area, private landowners, local and state agencies can visit to see a success story of integrating wetland restoration and active agriculture, in the hopes that our entire community can come together to improve the health of Thomas Creek, which is important to all of us, and the larger Samish River basin. The water quality monitoring that we do on this project is also providing data for a wider regional effort to clean up the Samish River that usually in high rainfalls is affecting the closure of shellfish beds out in Samish Bay.
I'm Christine. I'm the Director of Natural Resources for the Samish Indian Nation. In 2009, the two programs for the tribe, the Cultural Resources Program and the Natural Resources Program, joined together to work on a project that protected cultural and natural resources here in Fidalgo Bay. To the left of me is the area that was restored back in 2009, 550 feet of shoreline. To the right of me is our next project, which will be starting in the 1st of September of this year, which will be restoring and enhancing the shoreline for forage fish habitat and for better stability of the shoreline here at the Fidalgo RV Park. Over 6 feet of shoreline were lost due to erosion. We moved forward with a contractor, which we brought in 1,475 tons of cobble 375 tons of pea gravel, and 132 tons of sand. We also built 8 root wads that would be holding, or drift sills that would be holding this material in place. Towards the end of the project, when we were all finished, we put in 50 yards of material with over 2,000 native trees and shrubs. Phase 2 will begin in September of 2012. With Council's permission, we started 2 years ago putting in planting beds with the help of Cap Sandy High School. This entire project has really put into place the need for working partners on these type of projects. For this project, we've had over 12 partners throughout a wide variety of different organizations, from Department of Archaeology and Historic Preservation to Shell Refinery.
Cypress Island is a natural resources conservation area managed by the Washington Department of Natural Resources. Lying just northwest of Anacortes, it is part of the Samish traditional territory. Since acquiring Secret Harbor in 2009, Washington State DNR has been working on a restoration plan. They're fixing some of the recent negative human impacts. In 2011, we joined Secret Harbor's restoration effort. The plan is to remove a tidal dike to recover a natural estuary habitat. To do this, we're also doing some surveying. We're counting fish, birds, amphibians, shellfish, and plants. Watching these changes will show us when the estuary is healthy again. A healthy estuary provides a place for salmon to swim, herons to hunt, and clams to flourish.
In 2010, the tribe acquired Huckleberry Island from the state of Washington. We've completed a stewardship management plan for the island, and we look forward to doing more work on the property soon. Ecological knowledge carried by our Samish community in stories, song, and traditional practices is crucial to our restoration efforts today. We're privileged to be working with our cultural coordinator, tribal staff, members, and council to be documenting and applying some of this knowledge to our current restoration efforts.
As a child, I can remember not seeing any settlement on the rocks as the tide breathed, as the ocean breathed. The grandfathers told us that the ocean had strong breath, and meaning able to inhale and exhale freely was strong, and that meant healthy. The waves would come in nice and smooth when exhaling, and then the ocean would go and inhale the waves back out, back in. And the waves were so beautiful. There was just no concern when I was a child that there was any pollution. And I was a child back then as an orca. I watched the ocean breathe. I seen the bottom of the ocean with no danger. I seen the bottom of the ocean with no litter, no plastic. And today my concern of an old orca is the future of my children and grandchildren. And are we going to be able to get any sort of relief from this dilemma that we're in, that's caused by recklessness. And I breathe the bubbles of diesel engines. When are we going to be able to be sure that our future can get brighter? Aishka.